Hey everybody, it's Deanna with toolsofelnergyprotection.com, your energy shift expert, and just getting on a little bit late, a few technical issues. Tonight's been kind of a wild night, and it's been an amazing day, and you may have been feeling the energies shifting this time. We're all getting on board, and we're all finding out what's going to happen next. And so you can guide your own life by taking specific steps going forward, or you can just have it by happenstance. And so that's really where we're headed right now in space and time. And that's what I'm going to be talking about tonight. So I'd like to say hi to Ron and hi to Tim, and give a chance for everybody to get on very quickly here. But we are headed into basically a new reality, into a new way of being. And the energy shifts on this planet are really supporting that and really uplifting us. And I was talking to my inner circle group tonight about that, and how that these shifting energies can actually push into our physical bodies and cause us to feel different energies as we begin to express ourselves in new fashions and new ways. And if you're on tonight and you can actually hear the audio, I can't see it on my screen, so can you send me a thumbs up and just let me know that the audio is working? That would be great. Okay, I'm not seeing any thumbs up. If you could put a comment. Oh, there they are. Okay, great, good. Thank you that the audio is working tonight. So what's happening is that oh, good, lots of thumbs. Thank you. Is that we have in the past been working on getting to know ourselves. Last year was all about coming up to knowing ourselves, our relationship with others, looking at our darker side and our inner self. But this week, and you may have already been feeling it, it's really about making choices with self-love and self-care. And some of those choices can be hard. And sometimes we have to release some people from our lives. And sometimes we have to just shift the way that we relate to them. Sometimes we have to put them on pause while we look at what's going on within ourselves, because how can you manifest your own destiny? How can you manifest what's going to be going on in your life if you have a lot of chaotic energy going on around you? And so when that energy is just really chaotic and things are going on, it's harder for you to put things forward in a positive, more pleasant, meaningful way. And so there's a lot of things going on right now, a lot of kind of energy, because we're looking to find our new footing. We're taking one step forward at a time as we can, and then we might feel like there's some pushback, or we might feel our body contract within itself, because these changes are not comfortable. They're not really truly where we really want to be right now. So the manifesting is so important. It's about setting your intentions. It's about coming more aligned with your intentions and where you want to be right now. And so I thought I would share with you very quickly today some steps that you can use to manifest your desires, because manifesting your desires is one of the easiest things you can do right now where we are. But it's also one of the most challenging, because as you set things to go forward, as you begin to take steps forward, like I said, you're going to feel kind of a pushback. And sometimes we can think that's about other people. It's easy for us to say, oh, well, you know, I'm not talking to so-and-so so much anymore, and so I feel like they're pushing back and they're, you know, sending me hate vibes or anger vibes, and that may not be true at all. What may be true is that if there's been some boundaries drawn by either yourself or another person, or simultaneously both going on, then that in turn will let us know what's going on inside of ourselves and how we truly feel about ourselves. So it really isn't about the other person. It's more about you and how you receive those energies. So if something has happened to you, and somebody's either stepped out of your life, or they stepped a little bit further away from you, or perhaps just giving a little bit more in space time to themselves, and you begin to internalize it, then look at what's happening on the inside of you. Perhaps journal it out, write it out, and say, why is this so owie? Why is this bothering me? Because what that's showing you is something that's within yourself that you haven't really released or worked through. It tells you what your perception of reality is. And what our perception is may not be exactly true. It's just our perception. But then it could be accurate. But how do you know unless you have a conversation with the other person and the other person lets you know truly how they're feeling? So between that and this quest that we're going on in this new energy dynamic, these new things that are going on for us that are just, really magnificent, but also scary, because as we, take this change, to go forward, then what we're going to discover is that our footing is a little different than it has been in the years past. And different footing can be scary. So I had kind of shared some music with you a couple weeks ago. People said they like it. So I'm going to share something with you. It's Queen. It's called Bohemian Rhapsody. Let's see if I can get it to go here. And it talks about, is this the real life? So let's see if I can get this to cue up.
Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. Open your eyes, look up to the skies and see. I'm just a fool.
So he's talking about, looking at your reality, looking up to the skies, basically, making that connection with God's Spirit or Source. And that's Queen Bohemian Rhapsody if you want to listen to the whole thing later. But this truly is about us setting a framework for going forward. And yes, it can be a little scary. And yes, it can be a little owie, because things are going to change, and they will change at such a rapid rate, either within ourselves, because of what's in here is how we look outside, or it'll also be changing outside of us. So this, again, is the most beautiful time for us to move forward. It's the most beautiful time for us to step out and to create a reality we've always wanted. There has never been more supporting, loving energy on the planet than right now. Maybe, hundreds of years ago. But right now, the frequencies are tuning us and atoning us to rise up to a higher level of consciousness so we can create the reality we desire. And on a macrocosm, the more people that do that, the more this planet will shift, and the more the love frequency will come in, so that we're not seeing so much of the hate and the fear-mongering that's going on the world scene. So if you desire to change the world that you see on the outside, then begin by changing things on the inside. And there's some really easy steps to manifesting that I'm going to share with you tonight that can help you truly move forward. And these steps are some steps that I took 2 years ago. And at that time, the energies weren't where they are now. But as I took these steps, amazing miracles began to happen and began to pull forward, because what I was asking for was something that was within the realm of possibility. But it happening the way that I asked for it to, not so much, but it did. And so what did I do to manifest? In just a few minutes each day, it didn't take me very long. One, I was direct and clear about what I desired in my future. So there was something in particular that I wanted to obtain, and I was very, very succinct and very clear about it. I think I wrote maybe 2 or 3 sentences on it. Then the second is to make a bold statement out loud, envisioning your dream. Because if you don't speak it, when you speak it, there's a vibration that comes out and it comes back into your ears, into your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind stores it so that the conscious mind will pull and bring that forward and begin to help you create. Then there's also the vibrational frequency. That enters your energy field. And as that enters your energy field and builds up more and more and more, that begins to draw experiences toward you. Then the next thing that I did was I took specific actions. So there are people that call me and they tell me they pray and they tell me they meditate, and that's how they manifest. And it simply doesn't work that way. If you think about a person standing in an apple grove, there's beautiful apples in the tree that are ready for picking, and some of them have fallen to the ground, perhaps equally as ripe. And the person walks around in the apple orchard with their hands in their pockets, complaining that they're hungry. No matter what they do, they will still continue to be hungry unless they take action. And that action is taking their hands out of their pocket and either reaching up and grabbing a ripe apple from the tree and putting it in their mouth, or reaching down on the ground and finding an apple that's okay to eat and putting it in their mouth. But it requires action. So without action, manifestation simply is not possible. You must take the action to bring the energy that's given to you toward you. The next one is to follow your intuition, or some people might say follow your gut instinct. Because there's been times that I've desired things and I've walked towards them thinking, wow, here's the opportunity. Here's what God, Spirit, or Source brought around to me. I can just reach out and grab it. But yet there was something that didn't quite feel right in my stomach. But I pushed it and did it anyway. And then I found out later it wasn't the greatest thing for me. If I'd taken time to listen to my gut instinct, perhaps back off a little bit and allow a different opportunity to come forward, or the opportunity in front of me to take shape, it would have had a different outcome. The next way is to create a support circle of those who are living your dream now. That is so important because those people are already in the higher level vibrational frequency. Those people are already where you desire to be. So if you're hanging out with people who say, oh, you could never do that, you can't manifest things out of thin air, or nobody will ever offer you that job that you're trying to get. Those people you definitely do not want to hang out with, because they are holding you back. Because as they speak their truth, it comes into your ears and gets stored in your subconscious mind. And so if that is greater than what you're putting out in your own mind, then you're going to have an imbalance and you will not succeed. So it's a very good idea to have those people surround you. If you can't have those kind of people surround you, perhaps an audiobook or a physical book, and reading that. And that will, again, relay that information to you. I know it's hard sometimes for us all to get out where we are. So that's what I'm looking at, is the manifesting. Does anybody have any questions? If you can put them in the feed, or if you are liking what I'm sharing, if you can give me a thumbs up and let me know that too. Okay, great. All right, so because of the energy shifting, and because it is so easy, and because it's so effortless to really, really manifest right now, thank you for the thumbs up and the hearts, thank you. Because it's so easy for us to do this right now, I decided that it was a good idea for us to get together and to actually workshop this, because even though I gave you the steps, some of you may not know how to do those steps successfully. You may not have the tools, or perhaps you desire to know more. So I have a class that I'm going to be putting on February the 9th at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. And I will show you how to acquire the skills of manifesting in a warm and friendly online environment with other people that are looking to walk away with the same skills you are. And these skills will be skills that you will obtain and can carry for an entire lifetime. These are skills that I have learned from people who have mastered it, people that have utilized it to create great abundance in their lives. So I know it works, and I've also personally seen it work for me. When I moved a few years back, I was looking for a place that was affordable, that was close to my work, and that I could obtain with where I was in my life at that time. And the world at large was telling me, you know, you're an entrepreneur, nobody will ever, you know, allow you to have a place like this. You have a child, and people don't want that. And I mean, just all different negative things that people were telling me. But I did ignore them. And then I did this step-by-step process that includes more than what I've shared with you. And in that process, I was able to not only manifest what I desired, but within the time frame that I desired it, because I gave it a date and I told the universe when I desired it, and I walked boldly forward and I took action. And I was so surprised when things started lining up, and it was amazing. So let's see if I have any questions over here. Looks like I don't have any questions. You all are very quiet tonight, other than your thumbs up and your smiles. So I would assume, use that word lightly, that you all are feeling these energies too, where moving forward is good, but also scary, and maybe just having a feeling like things aren't quite right and you're really unsure where to go. But that's it for this week. And I thank each and every one of you for sharing your time with me. If you are interested in joining me on February 9th at 10 a.m. Mountain Time for the workshop that I'm going to be doing on manifesting made easy. We'll get together for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and I will share some additional tools with you there and how to work that out. And then you'll have some time to workshop it and ask questions and get a little support. And then you'll be able to go out and manifest what you desire. Again, it really, really is easy. I couldn't believe how easy it was. And you know, people tell you, if it's easy, then, you know, how come it works, right? But there's no need for struggle. So hopefully I will. Oh, good. Thank you, Brandy, for writing that it's very positive. Thank you so much for that feedback. Thank you. But if you'd like to join me on toolsofenergyprotection.com, if you navigate over there, I did put on the very top of the website, it does say work with me. And if you click on work with me and go down to 2019 classes and workshop schedule, it's right there on the top, and you can get registered for it, and we will see you then. So I don't see any other questions. Let me just double check. Well, we're a very lovely, quiet group. I thank each and every one of you for your support and for joining me here on Facebook Live and YouTube. Have a great night.